Kev.
All I remember is a man drinking eggs and running. That's it.
Well, that was me. Yeah, and that was me. That was me trying to give you the experience.
Hello and welcome to MGP319. I'm Kev, and with me as ever there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 And how are we all on this fine week? Are we all good? Is everybody happy? Are we all excited to be back for the new year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
You don't sound very excited. It's a new year. You understand we've all survived another year. This is positive.
Survived another silly season.
Exactly. We've made it to the other side. We've now got a good solid 9 months ahead of us of no games.
That's the problem we haven't.
Should be
now.
excited.
It's never ending, Kev. It's never ending. I'm sat here thinking I need to play Red Dead, Spider-Man, Super Smash, and a couple of other bits before Mario comes out on the 11th.
Next Friday.
Thanks for clarifying when that is and dating the the podcast.
Worryingly, when we were in game, I didn't find any evidence of Mario.
Liar, I showed
Whereas
you, Kevin.
I was in game.
Anna, I think you'll find, if we're going to be fully factual about it, you also didn't find any evidence when we were in game. You noticed
I
the
saw it
window on the way out.
Yes, but
We were
it was
outside
still
of
there.
game by the time you saw it.
I walked into a game and picked it off the shelf first try and showed it to my son and said, look, Mario. So it's definitely there.
Yeah, well, we've got it pre-ordered because we played on it at Birmingham Comic Con back in November.
You probably played it on the Wii U, didn't you?
Well, that as well.
I try not to remember the Wii U. Stop talking about games anyway. The podcast's only just started. Nonsense, isn't it? Goodness me, I wanted to tell you all about vegan sausage rolls and how I'm now the king of vegans. And
we follow you on
Sheepdog's a lazy
Twitter.
Susan.
We've seen all your tweets. You trying to be controversial.
I'm the king of the
Nice.
vegans.
He was trying to be controversial, and like 3 people disagreed.
Why,
with
they
him.
were delightful.
I'm sure they are. That no one normal is insane about vegan food. I live with not a vegetarian, someone who doesn't eat most meat, so I've had plenty of vegan food, and it's delicious. The amount of times I've gone to a restaurant and thought, I want the vegetarian option, but everyone in this room will kill me, so I've gone for the meat because it's what I'm expected to do. But vegetarian food is great.
There were a couple of crazy people who did get quite upset about it. It was, it is mad.
I did see. I mean, Matt did, didn't he?
Nah, he was more along the lines of, I don't like calling it sausage. All right. Okay. But there were a couple of people. There was one person who was just absolutely adamant that vegans don't exist.
Oh.
I love people.
Vegans don't exist.
Vegans do not exist. There's no such thing as vegans.
Huh.
That's a good way of living your life if something's just, I don't know, you're against it. I try and live that way with Piers Morgan. I've been trying to lecture people and stop bringing him up on my feed. But
Block him. We gave you a lecture
no,
about
I have. And do you know what? Yeah, you have given me a lecture about Twitter. You gave me a lecture about Twitter before this episode. Before this episode. But I feel vindicated because I literally just got a tweet from a complete stranger who I don't know that said, finally, someone who says what I feel. I've just gained a follower with my rantings tonight. Because
You push it to your YouTube channel.
Well, I'm working on it, Pab.
Yeah,
it was
good.
literally 5 minutes ago I got the tweet, and I don't like to follow it up
Give them
with,
the
well, why not watch my views here? Because
Yeah.
I haven't got a video about Luther lined up to just feed them. If they were talking about Piers Morgan, I've got a video where I rant about him.
Well, don't worry. I've got a video about vegan sausage rolls coming out tomorrow, so I'm ready to strike while the iron's hot.
Well, there you
It's all been a 24-hour lead-in marketing campaign, becoming king of the vegans. Get all the vegans watching my Twitter feed, and then tomorrow, smack them in the face with a look at my vegan sausage video.
Annoyingly, though, you've jumped on the whole Piers Morgan bandwagon because these are only newsworthy because he went, nobody wants that, and now everybody's eating
Well, I
them
wouldn't
to
know because
prove
I've got
him
him
wrong.
blocked, so I don't hear.
So have I.
hear
I've
what
got
he
him
has to
blocked.
say. So how do you know he said it?
Because there's so many idiots who I have now blocked going, Piers Morgan doesn't like these, let's buy them to show him he's wrong. And it's like, yeah, because he probably got paid by Greggs to say something rude about them, like he got paid to say something rude about those papooses or whatever they're called, which I'd never heard of until everyone went nuts. Apparently, Piers Morgan moaned that Daniel Craig was wearing one, which to hold his baby. It wasn't very masculine.
What are you talking about?
This,
A baby
mate,
carrier.
Mate, you need to, you should carry on
He
living in
doesn't-
this bubble of not
Yeah, he
reading the
does.
Twitter. Because I go on there, and even though I have blocked the words Piers Morgan, the account Piers Morgan, and everything about him, I still find out that he tweets something off the cuff about something being rubbish, and then everybody runs to buy it to prove him wrong. You know, if you released Lelujo hats, and he tweeted that they're only for idiots, you'd be a millionaire overnight, because everyone would buy them.
Interesting.
It's insane. Like, just take a loan out, give it to him, tell him to say something that you're selling is rubbish, you'll be rich.
Interesting. I might have to unblock him and have a chat with him.
Yeah, we'll get him to say that mature gamers are all losers, especially the ones on this podcast, and then we'll suddenly have 5 listeners.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste my Piers Morgan moment on this podcast. What are you saying?
Yeah, good point. But it's just weird, and I did a little rant about that a couple of weeks back because I was just sick of people telling me indirectly what this idiot was thinking. But
Well, you've just done exactly that to me.
I
I was
know.
in my own little bubble of not knowing what he was up to.
yeah, but I told you it in a way that you could monetize.
I only know about these vegan sausage rolls because Anna told me I should make a video about them, and I've
She
learned
only
to trust
knows
her
about them
instincts.
because of that.
No, I saw them on Metro
Nah.
the day before they came out. So
I saw the foot-long sausage rolls. So today we went on a sausage roll hunt, and a delightful time was had by all.
I think you're actually probably a couple of days late on the whole doing a video about them. If you're not, I'll be intrigued because my
No,
instinct
I
says
told
yesterday.
him, and then we just didn't go out. Well, we didn't know, but actually we did. But then by the time we got there, the woman said they'd sold out by 2
This is what I mean. Maximum Bandwagon would have been doing a video about them yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I'm not a bandwagon jumper, Sheepdog, on my own.
Well,
man.
you are. You're releasing it tomorrow.
No. That's not a bandwagon.
It
No,
is.
that's it's just a creative decision I've made. I
To
feel like
release
it's
it.
a video that I can do in a passionate way.
He'll have said strawberry gin is for big sissies, and I'll be doing a video about it there and then because I'm drinking it at the moment. And you'll be yesterday's news, old man. The future is now.
Interesting. The other two who didn't rant about Piers Morgan, do you have anything to say before we talk about games? How have you been? We haven't done how the devil are you all moment since weeks ago. So we did the Zeitgeist thing, we did the Game of the Year thing. Pab, are you still alive? Is
Yeah.
everything good?
Yeah, I'm
You're
good.
not- have you grown a beard?
No, I've still got the start of a beard.
Started
No,
bleaching your hair?
no, not yet. No. Wait for spring.
Still wear northern shirts?
You
No,
always wear
northern
it.
jumpers now. It's cold.
Really? That's an interesting twist, because we never really head to the
See you
north
in
in the
jumper.
winter.
Yeah.
You're more of
It's
a
always winter up there.
spring and autumn character, Pab. We don't
Yeah.
really associate with you in deepest, darkest winter.
Yeah,
I
kind of
wasn't
go into
aware there was a
hibernation.
stage up from northern shirts. So do you still wear the northern shirt under the northern jumper?
I have a northern jumper or northern coat. I tell you what.
Tell
That
us,
that
please.
Primark coat has had its money's worth out of me. That one that I got in October,
you.
15 quid.
What was Primark paying you, Pab?
Nothing. I'm just saying, for a jacket that was designed to last the weekend, it's still going strong. 15 quid jacket. It's still my primary
I don't
jacket.
think they marketed it as this jacket will last you just 2 days.
No, but-
Was it called a weekend jacket? Just thought, I'm going to make this last.
Yeah, get a money's worth out of it.
Ticking weekends off on a calendar, just to show how far you've got it. It's just one for the weekends, Pab.
Yeah, that's really the only time I wear it.
Does it work on Mondays too?
He hasn't tried it. He doesn't go there.
Yeah, it's weekends only.
Your evening jacket, I bet that gets even fewer uses.
Pab doesn't have an evening jacket. He has a going out shirt. We've all seen it.
He's got 365 of them just so that he can one use them.
Splendid. Right, now we can talk about games. I feel suitably prepared. And we have lots of games to talk about, presumably, because we haven't talked about games for like a month. Because we've been doing, well, we did our Game of the Year thing, but we haven't talked about the games we've played recently for ages. I don't even know if I'd broken the news that I'd finished Pokemon Let's Go the last time we did a podcast, but that feels like so very long ago.
No,
I feel like we tweeted about, I think you did mention it, but I feel like we both tweeted at the same time. And we'd both like decided we'd finished it at different levels of the game, which is interesting. We pretty much started it at the same time, but you announced
someone needed to fly or something.
You announced you'd completed it when you beat the Elite Four, didn't you?
Yes, because I'd finished the story.
And I announced I completed it when I got the Pokemon diploma for catching them all, because I'd completed the story.
Don't understand what a diploma is or why I'd want one.
It just, you catch them all, you get given a diploma.
Seems unnecessary.
All right. I mean, I haven't even completed it properly. You have to then, I mean, I'm not going to spend more time going around the world powering up if you can be bothered to power every single one of them up to the right level to beat the person who's the reigning champion for that specific Pokemon, you can go and do 151 battles, which I'm just like, no, I'm all right, thanks, I'm good. It's like,
what's the purpose of that? Why?
Well, the idea, someone just goes, oh yeah, I'm the Caterpie champion, and then you get your Caterpie out and you challenge them, and their one's like level 60 or something stupid, and yours is level 10 because it's a Caterpie. So you just don't. My options were go and level it up, not let it evolve for like 50 levels and then return and kick their head in, or just be the bigger man and turn the console off and put it away. And that's what I chose to do. I'm seething a little bit on the inside.
I don't think you had to put the console away. I think you're allowed to play other games on it.
Oh, no, I have. I mean, it just went away and then I took the game out and I've been playing other games.
Could you level it up in the Pokeball?
Oh my god, Pab, you genius! I've got a Caterpie in my Pokeball. I've been walking since I got it.
Now he's got to get his switch back out from under the bed.
I wonder what level it is. Do they level up in the ball?
I thought they'd leveled up in the ball.
Oh, mate, that thing's probably got biceps the size of barrels.
What, on
There
a
you
worm?
What did you say, Kev?
On a worm? Biceps on a worm?
But
It's ripped.
how? Yeah, it's going to be ripped, isn't it? I bet it'll come out and it'll be like, I'm the trainer now, and it'll just put me in a ball and then take over because it's going to be so strong. I mean, it's already so strong that it's been catching Pokemon on my behalf while I've not been anywhere near the ball. I was sat in my kitchen and I just heard it go, brr, 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 brr. And then I looked at my phone and it had caught something. And I was just like, okay, how did it do that? I thought I had to press the button at every time.
No, it just auto spins, doesn't it?
No, it auto spins. It doesn't auto catch.
Oh, does it auto catch?
Normally, but it has. I've noticed it do it a couple of times, and I looked online, and other people have said it too does it on theirs. But no one can figure out how to make it do it. Maybe it's just when the Pokemon gets bored, it just decides to enslave its own kind.
Yeah, perhaps it has a mind of its own.
But yeah, it's caught me a couple of good ones as well. Funnily enough, I mean today's one was a piece of trash, but yeah, it's caught me some good ones.
Splendid. So when I finally finished playing Pokemon Let's Go ages ago, I then started playing Civilization 6, finally. The game that I got on the same day and deliberately didn't open because I knew once I started playing it, I would probably enjoy myself. And do you know what, boys and girls? Enjoy myself I did. This is a game that I've had to tell Anna that I'm no longer allowed to have my Switch in bed because I've, on several occasions over the Christmas break, been up until the early hours of the morning battling those pesky Australians. It always seems to be Australians. And it's a perfect version of Civilization running on a handheld device. I don't understand how it's a technical and physical possibility. We talked about with Diablo 3 how ridiculous it was that Diablo could run with so much going on the screen on a tiny little device like that. But for full fat Civilization 6, with, from what I can tell, absolutely nothing cut out of it, no compromise, a control scheme that's been rebuilt head to toe so it works perfectly with a controller, and for that to work the way it does on a Switch is just utterly ridiculous and brilliant. And it's the only game anyone would ever need. Buy a Switch, buy Civilization 6. You won't need another game again for as long as you live, because it's just brilliant. And I'm baffled by it. And if you don't already have it, you must go and buy it immediately. Although don't, if you ever want to do anything other than play that game. Because you can play it while you're having a poo. You can play it while you're in bed. You can play it while you're driving your car. It's amazing.
Kevin.
Who's the leader of the Australians?
I don't know, some fella in a hat.
Is he just wearing shorts and no top?
Don't see his legs, but he's got a cork hat on, I think.
Shame one.
What does he say? Just like, oh, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's every voice is Sean Bean, so Sean Bean doing an Australian accent.
Oh, yeah, mate. Did you go to war with him? And he's like, nah,
He
mate.
always goes to war with me. Australians are very aggressive people, I've learned from playing Civilization. On multiple different saves as well.
I always thought Gandhi, he always went to war with me constantly, and I reckon it's because he just doesn't like how fat I am and just thinks, greedy son of a gun.
I can understand that.
Queen Victoria, she was always a ruthless dictator as well.
I've played as her a couple of times because I like to have my English cities. I like to see what obscure cities come up when you just generate English cities, realizing that Preston is apparently, on one of my saves, Preston is the third biggest city, the third most important English city. Well, we've got London, we've got Birmingham, we've got Preston. That's it. This Civilization is sorted.
I always find that I'll wipe them off the map and then I'll discover Manchester on an island somewhere. And I'll be like, I thought I'd wiped you Brits off, and there you are, all in Manchester, the island of Manchester.
Well, I've got Preston as a little coastal resort. It's basically England's Las Vegas is Preston. So it's just like in real life, presumably. Is Preston a glorious resort town, Pab?
It's not a million miles from Blackpool, but it's not on the coast, I don't think.
It is in my world.
Preston? I
Or
don't
in
think
one
it
of my
is.
worlds.
No.
No.
Looking online, the only thing missing from it is multiplayer, and you'd never play multiplayer on Civ because it's an insane way to do it.
Local multiplayer, you just can't do online multiplayer.
Yeah, sorry, online multiplayer. I just can't imagine, if we were all to get our laptops out and do an online multiplayer session of Civ, I just don't see how it would work in any kind of fun way. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Part of me wants to now, but I don't know. It feels like it would just take too long, and you'd be frustrated because with enough effort you can beat the computer, even if it'll be hard and it'll take a lot of time. Ultimately, if you don't win, it's your own fault. Whereas I feel like I'd just lose against humans.
Because humans are monsters.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the only other game I've played throughout the last month because it's just taken over my life. But it's, again, further fuel to the fire that the Nintendo Switch is the greatest console in the history of the universe. Because not only has it had like the last 5 non-Football Manager games I've played on it, including Football Manager itself is on there, but the next and only big game I'm looking forward to is also a Nintendo Switch game with New Super Mario Bros. Out next week, like we've already said. It's just, it genuinely is all I need. I could get rid of, if it wasn't for the fact Anna would just slit my throat, I could get rid of the Xbox and the PlayStation and not care at all. Because I've got the Switch and it has everything I want. Buy a Switch, kids.
Clarify, this PlayStation isn't yours, Kevin.
I feel like all the games on the PlayStation require far too much investment, though. That's
I have that investment.
Time, I mean.
It's
I know
not
you do.
even that. I mean, I've put far more time into Civilization and Pokemon Let's Go than I would ever dream of putting into a PlayStation game.
No, sure, and I have, like, Pokemon, I've put, like, 38 hours, I think it said.
Yeah, in
into
the
it.
time I've spent playing Civilization 6,
Yeah,
I
but if
probably could have finished Red Dead Redemption 2. But it's the fact that
How
Red
long?
Dead's not on the Switch.
I don't think I could
Yeah.
have completed Red Dead in 38 hours.
No.
Or Spider-Man.
Yeah,
And-
but I've put way more than that into Civilization.
Yeah, but that is the kind of game that the time accrues just, you'll be doing other bits. You're on the toilet, you're sat waiting for something to render on your computer.
But I'm
you're
an old man,
cooking
that's what I
dinner.
need all games to be. I've got
Yeah,
and I got
exactly, but you
Bayonetta
can't-
2 for Christmas as well, so I've
Yeah.
been playing bits of that, which I forgot to mention. So I've been playing bits of that, and it's, again, I'll just play the Switch in general in a 20 or 30 minute burst that occasionally will turn into a 5-hour burst if it's Civilization. But that's what makes it the best console in the history of the universe. It's not just the fact that the games on it really suit me. It's the fact that it's handheld. I always constantly banged the drum about Persona 4, and the reason it was so brilliant is because it was on the Vita. It was a handheld game. And,
But I don't think you can have a quick spritz of like Red Dead and Spider-Man and things like that. You can't just think, I'm going to play them for 20
No,
minutes
no.
and then it
See,
turns
this is
into
the thing.
5 hours. You have to
Yeah.
commit time to it. Whereas you don't.
Yeah.
The others.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Red Dead, I've been listening to Game of the Year podcast, and I so want to get into Red Dead just for the story beats of it. I want to go back to it.
It's so
And
long.
they said like, it's not a game you can just pick up. It's like,
No.
it's a game that you need to give yourself over to, and if you give it a solid 5 hours, you'll be in.
But
I just don't have the patience. Exactly. I don't have the patience. Even if I did have the 5 hours, which at some point I might have, I don't have the mind capacity to stick to just 5 hours of a solid game. I could probably last maybe an hour, maybe 2 at best of a game before I get like fidgety and just want to go and do something else. So, and then I don't go back to it again for another week or so, and I forgot all the controls again and what have you. So, anyway.
I, at the moment, am stuck in this catch-22 of not knowing whether to go up and spend 2-3 hours, in my room playing Red Dead, or whether to take it out and put Spider-Man in to start that.
Spider-Man.
But if it doesn't hook me, or even if it does, I'm kind of
think it
just
would.
like, but then do I want to spend 3 hours a night out there?
I'll be honest with you, Spider-Man, you can pick up and put down pretty easy.
Yeah.
You forget the controls, you'll get them back pretty damn quick. There's not 40 different actions and all added to one button on Spider-Man, like Red Dead is. And like I say, there's pretty much bite-sized chunks in that game. You could do a story mission, put it down. You could do a story mission and then do a side mission. You can just do side quests. You can just do collectibles and put it down. It's not like it's not. I feel it's much more, doing small chunks rather than Red Dead. Definitely.
Would it work through remote play on the Vita?
On the Vita,
Mm.
I don't see why not. I mean, I wouldn't do it that way. But
I'm just thinking I'm more likely to sit on my sofa downstairs with it on.
You can play remote. You can put remote play on your laptop.
Really?
Yes.
Good point. Actually, I bought a bloody dongle to do that. I'm such a pillock.
There you go.
Because I was thinking that that's more likely to get me to play it, because I can't. The problem is I can't really play it in the living room, so then I'm kind of stuck to going upstairs, which I would never do.
Spider-Man, you can.
Not really. I don't know. Maybe.
If
I've
you
not
let
played
him
it.
watch the films, the game will shine.
I didn't let him watch the film. We stopped letting him watch the Marvel films because he clouted. So I can't remember what he did. No, he didn't clout someone. He was Hulk smashing stuff, I think. And I just was
you're telling my A-Team story there. I only watched the A-Team because I started punching people.
Well, no, and it was a very similar story, but he was Hulk smashing, I think, and we just stopped it because we just thought, you know what? We saw Thor Ragnarok without him. He's not seen any of them since that. What was I going to say? What we did get, and it kind of contradicts what I've literally just said. We got Smash Bros. because I got it for Christmas. And I wasn't going to let him see it. I talked about it and I decided I was just going to play it. And then I had a chat with Claire and we agreed that we'd see how he went. And I had a chat with him and I said, if you repeat any of this game, if you do anything that makes me think you're going to start jumping around, pretending to do the moves or just playing it in school, even if they're only pretend playing it, because they play like Mario Kart and Mario Odyssey and Minecraft, and it'll just be them jumping around in the playground. But I was like, if you start creating games of this, you're not going to play it anymore. So we've been playing it as a family and he's been fine. He hasn't done anything.
I've got a question.
Go on.
Didn't you let them play Pokken?
Do you know what? That was part of my discussion with Claire. Was we played Pokken and he was fine with that. Although they're doing Pokemon moves, aren't they? Whereas this is.
Is he more like? It's very much a fighting game, though, isn't it?
It is, and it is, but that was long enough ago that I didn't realise why we were having the issues we were having. If that makes sense, like it's all a bit clearer now. So we've had to make more efforts, and so in this though, I mean. We've had so much fun with Smash Bros, and I'm surprised that Kev didn't really get it. There's only 2 buttons to it, and you only have to if you pause it, it tells you the moves, and everyone's got 5 moves. You either jump, you do punch, you do whatever the B button does for that character, or you can pick up items and use them. Or you can use your shield on the back buttons. It took us probably 30 seconds to figure that out between us. My brother-in-law was a little less impressed by it when he came around for the first fight or so. He was just like, it's just a mess. I don't get it. But he goes, you're not telling me. He sort of said to me, you're not telling me something that you know that I don't, so I can't compete, so I'm not enjoying it. And I said, I'm not really sure what I'm not telling you. It's a bit of a free-for-all. I showed him the controls, and then it's just equal. I mean, the flow of who was winning each battle was going between us all. No, it's not even a criticism. My biggest problem with the game is also one of its biggest strengths. When you're fighting in multiplayer mode, you unlock new characters as you play together as the family. Now, the negative side to that was it's random, and it seems to give it to the winner of that battle at random. And so in my family, I'd win, my daughter would win, and suddenly she's got to fight the CPU who's Bowser. Yeah. And we're all cheering her on because we want to play as Bowser, and she loses because she's not sure what to do, or sometimes the map's got no sides to fall off of, and sometimes it's got sides. So she just accidentally pressed left instead of right and just jumped off the bloody screen. I kept saying to them, if it's Ice Climbers, I want to take over because I really want to unlock them because they're one of my favourite Smash players. And then it just coincidentally was me that got to fight them, and it was an icy level, and I slipped off and they smashed me into oblivion, and I was gutted. Now I've got to wait for them to appear again in the cycle, which is fine. Like, it's part and parcel of the game, but I feel like, I don't know, I didn't realise when we started it that it was just going to randomly pit Oliver against a random character, and at will when he won, because he'd only win 1 in 10 battles, and then coincidentally it'd be bloody him that'd have to fight the battle. Although he unlocked more characters than any of us, funnily enough. But I wish it was more consistent. I wish it was like win 4 battles and you get to do it or something like that.
It seems to me from playing it, it's something like every 4 or 5 battles, win, lose, or draw.
Really? So even if you don't win?
Yeah. It's just. Well, if you play multiplayer,
always
someone's going to win. I've just been playing it on my own, and even if I lose, it's just like every 5 games or something like that, it's another character comes in. And the problem with it cycling out is I don't know when that cycle's coming in, because there's 74 characters in this game.
Exactly.
So be waiting a while.
Yeah, Ice Climbers are gone now until I've cycled through 74 more characters.
I mean, it might come back in. It might be random, and it might just come back in at some point. I don't know. But yeah, I've been in the same boat, Sheepdog. I've pretty much this last week I've been solidly playing it. I think I've unlocked 28 characters now.
Nice. We're nowhere near that. We got just Link Junior. Once you'll realise the reason that Emily won 8 battles in a row as Link. So then we all switched to Link, and then she lost her advantage, which I soon discovered was literally just hammering the A button for most of the battle because he has the longest arms. And it's just like, okay. But then when I finally got to battle, because I won, it was against bloody Young Link. So we unlocked Young Link, and I was like, oh, great, we've got two links. Yeah, I want a bit of variation.
Well, I think there's 4 links in the game, so...
I don't know if it's a joke. There was like Link, Young Link, and then there was Lunk
Toon
and
Link.
Donk or something.
Toon Link is in there. And then there's another one, I think, as well.
I'm sure someone had a character called Lunk. It might have just been a Reddit joke and I just misunderstood because it's got so many. There's all like these derpy versions of
yeah,
Link.
it probably is a joke. So yeah, I've been playing it too. And I've not only been just playing just regular Smash where
Spirit mode's good, isn't it?
Spirit mode is fantastic, absolutely superb. Did you actually get to Spirit mode, Kev?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We haven't played it yet.
I had like 3 fights, put it away because it was stupid.
Right. Right. So Sheepdog, explain what Spirit mode is, just so because I'm going to mess it up.
Yeah, it's a story mode, obviously, for the game.
Yes.
The villain from the last game was this giant hand. I can't remember what it's actually called, but I'm guessing, I mean, it doesn't really explain itself massively in this bit, but the villain was this giant hand, and then it looks like those giant hands all come from this other character. Who,
it's meant to be, the hand is meant to represent you, isn't it? Because originally it was all meant to be like, you were picking a toy fighter to put against another toy fighter, and you would like effectively the giant hand picking the characters. That's why you're on the screens and whatever. There's like a finger that runs around and you pick the characters and you pick the level and whatever. It's just a finger pointer.
Now the villain is well, it's got this own kind of geeky thing.
Yeah,
to
it's
it.
just its own quirk.
Yeah, and I can't remember what the bloody villain's called now. What is it? No, I was about to read what I thought it was, and it's one of the people that bloody wrote it. But anyway, he controls like a whole army of these bloody hand things, and then it started with this epic of all the characters, and they just get annihilated. They just get destroyed. They're all wiped out, and Kirby's the only one who gets away. And it just reaffirms the fact that these aren't Nintendo just generic games or whatever. They're specifically Kirby games, in my opinion. It's just the best Kirby series out of all of the Kirby series. And it's just brilliant. He just has a little map that he's wandering around, and he comes across a character, and you have to fight them. And I'm a bit confused as to the fact that I haven't unlocked every character I've beaten. Some of them are just like levels, and others are bosses.
So what it is from what I can gather, is this big boss guy has literally wiped everyone off except Kirby, and then cloned them into these like sort of like shells of people, and then spirits have started inhabited the body of these shell characters. And then when you go to their like little sprite on the map, it's then like the spirit of someone else in the body of, let's say, Diddy Kong, and it's even better reference. It was Rabid Kong from Mario and Rabbids, the spirit of Mario Rabid Kong, but the shell of him was Donkey Kong wearing rabbit ears. So you then have to fight him, and the Donkey Kong then has rabbit ears, and so that gives him the ability to jump further and what have you, because he's a rabbit, effectively, it's the spirit of a rabbit. And there are a number of like different things on that level which they're like modifiers. So he can jump further, he is quicker, you have such a thing, and you have to knock him out. And then once you beat that character, you don't unlock Donkey Kong per se, you unlock the spirit, which then goes into you collect spirits.
That then, can't you? So I've got an Eevee equipped because it gives you better attack.
So
speed
every time, so there's then like, this is where it gets deeper, because there's then like a card system where if you went up against, let's say, the Rabid Kong, he is a grappler. So, and to combat that, it's like Pokemon where you'd have like the fire, grass and water. So you'd have a grappler, a fighter, and a defender. So then like the fighter is weak against the defender is weak against the grappler, and the grappler against the fighter. So you'd want to select a card to coincide to make it more advantageous for you to be playing, for example, Rabid Kong. And then you have, so you have like a main card that does that. And then they also have like abilities on their card as well, like such as stamina up or weight down or something like that. And then you have a support cards as well on top of that, such as Eevee, for example, or Pikachu in my case, and they give you assist, like stat bonuses again towards that particular fight. It's insanely detailed. And
then it starts, and it's just random button mashing.
No. Yes and no. It's a little bit overwhelming, and I'm not certain how it works. All I do is pretty much just go onto the spirits page before a battle and just let it auto pick.
See, I've been reading, but I've not got that many. So I've got loads. They're called. It's like the visiting protagonists or something like that. Is a card that I got for pre-ordering it.
Right.
And that puts my character's strength up.
Right, okay.
1,000 or something.
Yes, that's a support card. It's not an actual spirit card.
Yeah. And then the Eevee makes my attack, defense, and...
Yeah, and that's not the same as my Pikachu, yeah.
I think there was one that meant I could jump slightly higher or one time more.
There's loads of them. And each card is like a reference to all sorts of other games. There's a spirit card that I found yesterday, which was Rayman. There's references across the gaming world. It's insane the amount of stuff in this game, like that reference all sorts of different games. And it's go on.
I was surprised that because Kev said it doesn't explain itself at all, and I felt like every load screen it explains something.
I'm not reading load screens. What do you think this is?
But that's the point. Like, it's not loads of words. It will say something like
a sentence.
Yeah, it will just say like when you're picking characters, Kirby can jump 8 times in a row. So if you're flying off the screen, Kirby can jump 8 times. There's other characters, like I think Ganondorf can jump once, but he can kick harder. And it will just tell you stuff like that, and you pick it up as you're going. You won't have him till later in the game, so it won't tell you that till later. But the point is, when you're picking your team later on, like when you're battling your family, if you see that, like in my family, so Emily kept picking Link, and I think Claire kept picking Donkey Kong, and both of them can't jump many times. So I was just Kirby, and I just smashed them both off the pitch, because it was like, well, I know that if you hit me, I'm going to go flying because I'm Kirby and he's very light. And if you hit him hard enough, he's going. But as long as I avoid being hit, I should be able to hit them quite easily. And that's why he's such a great character in it.
Yeah.
And you pick that up because it's not saying to you, go and read a manual, go and read a novel on it. It's just saying to you in passing, oh, by the way, these things make you stronger, or these things are better, or look out for this. And it just sort of drips it to you nicely in little sentences. And, I benefit from the fact that I played the last one. So I read those little sentences passively as I was playing it back then, and it's not that different now. But there's lots of stuff that I'd forgotten, and there's tons of new stuff, and I'm getting them fine, and I've not gone and done any extra research. You just pick it up. And I mean, that's why I was a bit confused. My brother-in-law said, "You're not telling me the thing I need to know to play this properly." I just kind of looked at him like, well, no one told me, and I got it. I don't just get it, figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say I got it on Boxing Day, and I played it and kind of was like enjoying it when I won and infuriated when I lost, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was kind of just button mashing. And the more and more and more I've played of it, the more I understand the moveset for starters. Because what I've been doing when I unlock a character, I would just pick that character for the next 4 moves until the next one arrives, just to kind of get the moveset down. Because win or lose doesn't really matter in just a general smash. Just to see what they do. And so then by the time I get to that fourth, fifth game, I've kind of got at least a rough idea of what I've got to do and what I'm coming up against. It's just, like I said, the spirit level, the game itself is just, I find myself, I can quite easily lose myself in that. The map is ginormous, isn't it? It's absolutely a huge map that you're going round. And there's not just spirits in you do eventually unlock characters. Did you unlock a character yet, Sheepdog, in the Spirit game? Are you still playing?
Oh
as
yeah,
Kirby?
I've unlocked a few.
You don't just play as Kirby throughout the entire game. You can, yes, but you don't have. It's not like you have your whole character set that you have in the main game. In the general Smash game, it's like you have to unlock each individual character in the game. It's like with a battle.
I think what I've done, I played to Mario, and then just really early, and then I got to a bit where you go like left, right, or up.
Yeah,
I went up, got another character, and then I think it took me about 8 attempts to beat Dr. Mario. So once I beat him, I just stopped, because I played it for a lot. But I noticed that some of the battles were also, they weren't just hit them until their percent gets high and smash them off. It was knock their HP down, which I quite liked.
Some are stamina battles, stamina battle, yeah.
I feel like if you put that multiplayer mode on, Kev, because you can set your own multiplayer rules, you might feel like you're getting that more, because then it's just hitting people.
I'm confident I'm never going to put this cartridge back in the Switch.
I wanted to play when you came in.
Really?
Yeah, because we never played it together.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to say. We played a lot of Mario Kart and a lot of Mario Party over Christmas, and at no point
you should have played
was
this.
Tempted to put this on.
You should have played this.
It's because the other two got in the way. Like we would have one game of Mario Kart and then another, and then Andy would want us to play another, and then Mario Party is like 60 minutes on just 10
times.
So
I really liked Mario Party, but we haven't played it in a while. And I think that's because once we'd played each of the boards at least once, twice for most of them, I think we just then... I know that the mini matches, the mini games are different every time. I think part of it is probably because we were sharing the controls and it was getting a bit frustrating watching your advantage, your lead get eroded away by a child who wasn't very good.
Yeah, tell Kevin about that.
And I don't want to sink another 80 quid into controllers just so that I can play it and thrash my family, because we'll get bored of it. The second I do that, we'll get bored of the fact there's only 4 boards. It's a shame. But Mario Kart, we play the heck out of that. And do you play it in my house? I play it with no help. Claire plays it, you can't go off the edges, and the kids play it that you can't go off the edges, and the car never stops.
There's ways to adjust these things.
Yeah, because what we were finding,
whatever's the default is how we all play it.
Yeah,
it defaults to no one going off the edges. So
that's what we're doing then.
Because I've got it and thought I'm really good at this. Like, I can play it one-handed for half the race and I still thrash everyone. And then I realised it was just keeping me on the track. So I turned that off and I was...
banding kind of thing at the edges.
Oh, we were saying it wouldn't let us take shortcuts, weren't we?
Yeah, and I was tragically bad at it once I took that off. And now I've slowly got better at it, but it's a massive leveler. I mean, I always say to Claire, it's a communist game because it just makes everyone equal, and it frustrates me that like I'll be doing really well and then suddenly I'll be thrashed by all 3 of them because I fell off the bloody track, or one of them hit me with a blue shell and I went off and whatever. But it is great because I think we'd have got bored of it if I was just the best at it, and I don't have to feel like I'm driving, with one hand behind my back. And that's literally, when it was just keeping me on the track, that's what I was doing. I was driving and just doing other things with my phone because I couldn't go wrong. Whereas what we were finding was Ollie was good at keeping on the track, but he kept just taking his finger. He'd go to fire his weapon and he'd take his finger off the accelerate button.
You don't have to finger on the accelerate button. We found that out.
Well, that's because you've got that setting on.
Just the auto go.
Wow.
You're basically not playing the game.
You're watching the computer play.
There you go.
You're like clicking it left and right. But that's how we're letting Ollie play it. Emily flits between turning off the auto accelerate, depending on what mood she's in. And Claire just prefers to not have to worry about flying off the edges. Although she's better at it than, she's as good at it as I am. She just prefers to not have to, because some of the tracks are carnage, aren't they? You go flying off, well, you wouldn't know, but you go flying off them and it's ridiculous. But because I feel like if I didn't turn it all off, I would just be winning and I'd get bored and they'd get bored. That's what we've been doing. And it has been great. That's got so much mileage to it. I think the only thing hindering us on Mario Kart is that me and the kids love the music on the Haunted Mansion and Claire hates it. I love that tune. I'd make that my ringtone if it wouldn't cause my divorce.
That's cool.
You're all going to hate Mario Kart tomorrow when you turn off all these features, aren't you?
Let's
I didn't
face
even
it,
know
we're
they
probably
had
not
them.
going to.
We won't get them.
I've not been in the settings. I've got no interest in going in the settings.
It's not hard to change them.
Why would we want to?
To see how good you are at it. I don't know.
I don't care how good I am at it. It's fun.
What if someone says to you, I don't know, it's the Mario Kart World Finals, and they point to the crowd and they go, "You suck." There's £5 million on the line.
I would lose even if I spent the rest of my life practicing. So there's no benefit. I have no interest in getting better at games. It's just fun.
I think you just, for Anna's benefit, I think you just press plus or minus when you're picking your car, and it comes up saying the settings, basically. Because what we're finding as well is Emily's little Joy-Con was set to work like a steering wheel, so she twists her hands, and she doesn't want to play like that. She wants to play with the stick and the A button. So you just sort of turn it to that mode.
It's a steering wheel.
Well, there you go. So you can press, I think it's minus you press.
Yeah, put the motion controls on.
And then you just switch it to motion controls, and you can just steer like that. You can still keep it. I think it has a remote control car option, which is the stop it going off the edges. And then there's the arrow pointing forward. That means the car never stops accelerating.
Interesting.
Because the amount of times we've started a race and it's all turned on, and I'm like, oh, I can't play. It's ridiculous. You can just pause it and change it if you start a race and you realise as well. Anna could sneakily change your settings while your back's turned and then watch you go careering over the edge to your death.
That doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
Be funny though.
I need to know, I keep meaning to check whether the game considers how good you are at it as well, because in races where I'm like ninth, it only gives me mushrooms, whereas but Ollie can be like third, and he'll be getting blue shells, bullets. You
wouldn't get a blue shell at that far forward.
I don't think I've ever had a blue shell apart. There was one
always
time, about 5 minutes after I said it, I got one because I was down in like 10th place. But even when I've been doing rubbish, I don't think I've ever had a blue shell.
Yeah, maybe not third, Pad, but I just don't see. I only seem to get mushrooms, and it winds me up because I'm there in 10th. Languishing, and I can't control it because the bloody track I'm on has got the track's got no sides. It's giving me bloody mushrooms, and I'm thinking, well, I can't catch up. It's
surely that's better than coins.
Well,
but the coins open customization.
Yeah, at least I get a better vehicle at the end.
Yeah, but all the coins do you're first in that race, all you're getting is coins. You're getting coins and an occasional shell.
But I'll be at the front.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, I really like bullet bills. They're probably my favourite character from the
I reckon you get them between 7 and 10, I reckon.
Yeah, well, I don't. I don't. I want like a free ticket to the front. I mean, Ollie races, and he's basically flitting between just letting the thing play itself and a bullet dragging him back to 5th. And when he wants to play it, he's pretty cool at it. But I just watch him unlocking all the things I want, and I'm like, damn it. I've never had one of those 8-shaped infinite things either that does literally everything.
Oh, all of them,
12th place or whatever. The game's just mean to me. And I think Nintendo must have programmed some sort of intelligence into it, so it just knows I'm not helping him. He's always decent at it.
Maybe they have. So that's whose turn was it? I've hijacked that, getting back to being on Switch games again, I think, or someone talk about something while I play Football Manager and.
I felt like we went on a bit of a tangent. I haven't got any more, but I think we haven't had Anna or Pab about any
Switch
kind
corner.
of. Yeah.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah.
So have you played anything new, Anna?
You non-Switch playing rascals.
Not really. Just Fallout 76 and a bit.
Still,
I like the game. I have no problems with it. Yep, I play it most weeks. Like obviously it's been Christmas, so I haven't had as much time as I want. But yeah, I'll go on there for a few hours. Go to a different corner that I've not been to, or find a new weapon.
Have you been nuked yet?
No, not yet. But I think it's only because I started again, so I'm only level 24. So I think it levels a little bit. But I have some power armor, and I'm waiting for it to be nuked so I can go and have a look, because apparently it's a lot of fun. I
don't know if this is still a thing, but I read somewhere that if you get nuked twice, it just wipes the server.
Okay. I know there was a hot fix on
That could have been a bug.
Thursday. Yeah.
So maybe it was. I was like, that seems really bad though. If you're just on it, if you're playing and then suddenly someone nuked twice and your server started to start again, new character, would you be annoyed at that fact? Because I would be livid.
I think I'd be annoyed if I was like high level, but I don't think that's a thing.
I'd like to say it could have been a bug thing that since been fixed. But if it's not, and that's a design choice, that is a bad design choice. Because if that happened to me, I'd be uninstall the game for that. It's just wiped me and I had to start again.
But some people farm them, so I doubt. Yeah. I guess it's been fixed or something. But then again, I don't know. I've not had a nuke. I've been shot at before. Some people are just mean sometimes. Like I was at a silo because you're following a main quest, and I had to go to one, and these two people had built like their like camp, and all I did was like wave at them, and they came out and shot me, chased me off a cliff, and I was like, well, that's just mean.
That's the thing, Annie. You're too trusting. In multiplayer game, in multiplayer gaming, it's kill or be killed. You either hide and don't get seen, or you deal with them because they'll do it to you, and they did apparently. So,
they're just mean boys.
I feel like that's the entire internet, Anna. Any online game is like that. I've played many of these survival games and like that.
I was preparing a rant the other day about online multiplayer games because I really wanted to play something on. I can't remember what it was now, and I just thought about all the people that irritate me, and then I thought I'm not going to do a rant because it's just going to be about how Kev kept shooting my horse. Basically, I was thinking about all the different times we played, and then I thought actually like we have been the mischievous ones a lot of the time, Kev and I, or like. My problem is I always want to do my own game. So like we'll be playing Battlefield and Kev and I will be riding around on a buggy, just driving between places, having our own little bit of fun. I remember me and Angry John found a glitched buggy in the sky and were just shooting at it for a while. And then someone came and killed us and we were gutted because when we returned it had gone. And it's like, that's what I like to do on multiplayer. But you get these bumheads who want to stand over on a mountain with a sniper rifle from the other side of the map and just shoot you. And you're like, you're boring.
See, what you want is Forza. If you just drive around.
Yeah, but that's racing. It's expected of you there.
Not Horizon.
In Forza, I'd want to get out of the car and go for a wander on foot.
Yeah, you can't do that. Forza Horizon, you can't just wander around the map with people. Just
get the drone out and fly the drone around churches.
Yeah,
well, there you go. That's what I'd do. I feel like all games need a sin bin server where you just say, I don't want to play with that person, and they get shunted off.
There is like a report type thing, isn't there? You can report them and they'll eventually, if they get enough complaints about them, they'll get banned.
I don't want to narc on anyone. I just want to be able to say, look,
you do if the hackers. Because
I'm here to have my own fun. This person's trying to play the game too seriously. Please move them to a serious
If someone's
server.
hacking, though, GTA 5 is rife for hacking. GTA 5 is horrendous. If you're just playing GTA 5 online and you're just trying to have a good time running around and having a mess, then someone just relentlessly kills you and you cannot kill them. And it's like to the point where I've got to turn this. I can't play this now because this guy just one-shots you and you cannot retaliate.
See, I only played that once and I never went back to it because, and I'm sure I've told the story before, I tried to see how far I could run a car down before it stopped working.
I remember you driving around in your shell of a car.
Yeah, it was basically a frame with metal wheel, well, the inside of the wheels. And honestly, the car seemed to have no limits. I reckon if the wheels had broken, I'd have still been floating around in the shell, in just the frame. But I won't know because some idiot joined the server and just rocket launched me. And it was about an hour's work that was just ruined because some idiot came along. I was well gutted because I just was pushing. I wanted to see how far they'd programmed it. You know, I can't do it in Red Dead. It'd be like basically seeing how many horses' legs I could break before it stopped running. It just wouldn't work. But
the horses in Red Dead are indestructible. Trust me.
I've seen people have them fall down mountains.
yeah, it's so fun. Especially when you're doing, expect it bang, and oh my god, it's mad. But yeah.
But and I don't necessarily blame the people. Like the person who came in and rocket obviously they playing the game. I'm going to drive around and see how many people I can steal from, and I'm going to build up money, and I'm going to play the game. It's not their fault that I was pushing, my own scientific agenda with the vehicles. But I need like an in-between, I suppose. I need an online multiplayer sandbox I need like a Minecraft version of it where I can just make it go online when I want, but I can sandbox otherwise.
You know what's funny is that a lot of these people that blow up the cars and blow up you, as what have you, they don't realise that your car's worth a lot of money, and it's probably cost them 20 to 30 grand to do that.
And my car weren't worth a lot of money. Maybe.
Your car wasn't, but I mean, I said these people in the game that just blow up cars and they're going, yeah, he got you. And you're like, yeah, but you just paid 30 grand to have my car replaced, mate. So, joke's on you, mate, because you just lost 30 grand.
Is that how it works? If you blow up someone's stuff, you
you pay the insurance, and if you've got £1 million car, you're paying a hefty fee out of it. I mean, yeah. So, and there is a passive mode in GTA as well, Sheepdog. So you can't be killed or blown up. So you could have done that.
I feel like I wouldn't know whether the rules for running a car into the ground were the same in passive.
Oh, yeah, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same physics and everything like that, and you can still blow up yourself from smashing the car.
Yeah. Well, that was it. Part of the jeopardy was at some point it's either me or the car.
Yeah, but you can do that, but it just basically means that anyone that's in the world with you, they will only see a ghost of you, sort of thing. You will just be like just transparent sort of thing, just moving around. They can't hit you. But in your world, you're just as you were.
I think what I'm trying to say is the problem with multiplayer is the other players.
Oh, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. The entire internet is not a friendly place, and it's kill or be killed. You either stay out of the way and don't be seen by them, or get rid of them, because if you don't do it to them, they'll do it to you for sure. It's not a nice place, the multiplayer world. And this comes from me playing Fortnite 3 or 4 hours a night.
People who snipe in games like that need to just be shut down.
Yeah. It's sniping's not really a massive thing in Fortnite, but Battlefield especially. Yeah, you're right. People just camping on a mountaintop, just waiting for people to come tootling around the corner, just sniping them is just. Get a life. Anyway, Fallout 76.
Yeah, Anna, Fallout 76.
I enjoy it. I know people hate it. I don't care. It's fun.
People are silly bears.
No, it's just I don't like people giving an opinion when they haven't played it. I hate that.
Have you had that in any podcast recently?
I saw people moaning about it being an online game the other day. Someone moaning that in their country it doesn't even work. I was like, that's not Bethesda's fault.
No.
Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Sorry, go back to snarking on this podcast. I don't know who you're talking about. So
no, it's not that. It's just people talk because it's gone down in price so
really
much.
Cranky about it when this person was really dissing the game without having played it.
Yeah, it hasn't played it and just looks at all the news and just goes, yeah, it's a crap game. Where it's not.
I diss games all the time that I haven't played. No Man's Sky. Sometimes you just know. Sometimes you just know.
Well, I know, and I find.
Yeah, but if you played it and you're enjoying it, then what's the harm in that?
No, exactly. And sorry. And
to be fair, the world itself, I've seen from what I've seen of the world, I quite like the world of it. There might not be anyone around to interact with or whatever in that sense, but from what I played of it, the world seemed perfectly fine and charming enough to go and have a look round of it. At least it didn't seem like a hellfire or just turn it off immediately. Admittedly, it did that for me when it crashed twice, but that's not the point.
But then I've never had crashes.
I've read that the PC one is the one that's the issue. Apparently, the console versions are quite stable.
Yeah, I've never not been able to get on. I had it freeze the other day, which annoyed me, but.
I don't think I've asked you before, but what is the game on this? Like, what is the game part of it? Because it feels like it's a bit of a museum Fallout almost.
No, there is a story because there's people, but they are fossilized, and you need to go and find out why, and then it just takes you on a whole journey of why and what's happened. Plus, because you were only in there for a set number of years. you had to come out and your overseer has gone out before you, and then you go and follow her story as well to go and find out what happened to her and where she's gone. And there's like just bits of story going on here and there, and there's side quests and daily quests and looting, because I love to loot aluminium cans.
See, I feel like I expected this to be, in a good way, that it would be a bit like, here's something that people who are eagle-eyed will realise, going to be a difference in the future. Like, the way I'm going to sum it up, and this is going to sound ridiculous, is if you stumbled across a radio DJ called One Dog, and you're like, oh, look, it's One Dog. And you thought, in a couple of 100 years, guess who's going to be doing this job?
Yeah.
That's what I'm expecting. But I've not heard anything like that. That's a sort of funny, hilarious thing that I'd be like, I want to play it now. I want to see. I want to be able to visit that place 100 years in the past. But no one's really done that. I mean, just like
there is stories from like the Brotherhood and the Enclave, and they're all Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, and they're all there. But some things that I don't know what's happened, but something's happened in this area where everyone has just died or been fossilized, and you don't know why. So I need to go and find out why they died.
Nuclear weapon might have gone off.
Yeah, but there's more stuff going on. There's dragons in the sky that shouldn't really be there, because there's basically, they're called scorch beasts, but they just look like the dragons, but green, because they're scary. They are. Yeah, I saw one when it was the beta, and I was only a level 4 or 5, and it was there, and I absolutely did a poop, because it's scary, the noise of it, and it just shoots this green stuff at you, and I just wanted to die inside. I didn't know what it was, and I wasn't expecting something to be up in the air. It frightened me to death. So I know they're around, but when they're around, I just leave. I'm like, I don't want to take on you. And I've seen people, like, I've watched YouTube, and I watched Military Nerd, and he takes them on, and he gives no S's and just shoots them down, and it's fun for him, but it scares me to death. But I like 76, and it's not going anywhere, and they're going to update it, and yeah, it's Fallout, and they're not going to bring a new Fallout now for, 10 years maybe, so I'm happy with it, as long as they keep updating it and people play it. Because they need to get it to a level where Elder Scrolls is, the online one, because Elder Scrolls Online is polished to the max, and I know it's ZeniMax, but they're still under the umbrella of Bethesda, or they are Bethesda, but a different...
It also seems a bit more of... It seems there's not Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls one seems more like an MMO than this one does.
Yes, definitely. Because I think on Elder Scrolls you can have like 99 people on a server, whereas for like you can only have 24,
I think.
Yeah, it's not a massive number. And like I've been in servers where the server is full, and I see people dotted around in groups. But like most of the time, people are on their own, just doing their own thing, and I'm fine with that. Like yesterday, I fell on somebody's head. I knew they were in my area, but I didn't know they were directly below me, and I jumped down a cliff because I had power armor on, because don't go over a cliff if you've got no power armor on, because you will die. And he was right there, and then he just waved at me, and I waved at him, and then he started following me, and then I came off because I needed lunch, but I said bye. And he went off, and obviously did his own thing.
So you did have a friendly instance of someone then.
Yeah, so like
they didn't try and instantly shoot you.
Kick his head in first, by the
way. Did you stomp him? You did jump on his head. Yeah.
Because the thing was, where it was, there was basically the story of this area was there was a pit that this guy had been making people walk off a plant into like spikes. So I wanted to go down and investigate who had been chucked down there, and he just happened to stand there, and I was like, whoa. So I waved at him, he waved at me, he said +1, I said alright, and then he followed me And off we went, and then I said bye, and then he went off and did his own thing. And he was level 38, and I'm only level 24. So, like, you can team up with whoever you want. Like, I've seen level 60s or level 4s before, and I'm thinking, that's mental. But then you got to think, the level 4 is going to get experience as long as they shoot, like, one bullet into an enemy that's, say, 60, they're going to get mega XP and just level up instantly because their XP is going to be so high that they're going to get level ups, and they'll be like the same level as their friends. Because their friends aren't going to level up as fast as a level 4. Do you see what I mean? So that's fine. You can carry your friends if they start playing it.
So for me, it only incentivizes people to be friendly on these games because if that level 60 just came across at level 4 and just kept killing him over and over again, he's going to stop playing. So eventually your online game is just going to be empty because no one wants to play it because maniacs just keep killing you the second you log in the game.
But the thing is, if you kill people, you get a wanted level.
Yeah.
And like if you go, so say like, I don't know, someone decided to shoot at me and then shoot at 2 other people, their level thing could be like, I don't know, 100. Which means they would have to pay you, if you kill them, they have to pay you 100 caps out of their like in-game pocket. Wallet, So there's an incentive of not doing that because caps are hard to come by, and you need it to buy stuff or like there is fast travel, but fast travel's expensive. Like trust me, if you want to fast travel, just move your camp because moving your camp will cost you like 30 caps. And then when you're in the area, as long as you go back to your camp, going back to your camp is free, whereas going to an area costs money. So choose your camp. Put your camp in these different, like go to the area, and if you know you're going to have to come back because they're like fetch quests, but not quite like you have to go over here to do something for that. Put your camp near it, and then you can fast travel for free because, it's expensive, but I enjoy the game, and people who haven't played it should play it before they pass judgment.
So, have you seen any NPCs in the game, or is it literally? Because from what I can gather from people's like early impressions, I mean, have you got you're level 25? Did you say?
Yeah.
Are you? What sort of situation are you in? Like the story mode? Are you in late game? Or are you in just?
I have game wise, no idea. I've not a clue where I am or what. I know what I'm doing, but I don't know how big it is. I don't know. But there's voice recordings, so there's holotapes.
Yeah.
There are robots that talk.
Yeah.
There are, what are they called? Super mutants that I don't know if they talk, but I know there is a friendly one around. Huh. There's a trader that goes on who's a super mutant, and he's in every Fallout, I believe, because I've met him before. And obviously, there's like notes, and it works okay. Like I would like NPCs. I'd love to have them because Elder Scrolls do, but again, they're very. The ones in.
But it's very NPC. It's very for me because. Fallout 4, for example, you could kill anyone in that game, couldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Literally, you could kill the friendly guys as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, imagine playing Fallout 76 with all these NPCs in it, and all these online people in, but then someone kept killing all your quest givers. You couldn't do it.
No.
You couldn't realistically do it. If you had a quest giver somewhere, and someone comes along and just bloody bops them off, and then that's it. Your quests have gone. Whereas the Elder Scrolls one seems like it's much more of a MMO where you have
your quest givers.
Quest givers can't be killed or anything like that, and you go into like towns where you safe zones where you can't kill people. Whereas I think like this one, they want to keep it as much Fallout as possible. They want to keep it exactly like Fallout has been like Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 and all the previous ones where they want to make it. So it's
because Elder Scrolls is massive, isn't it? It's a massive game, and there's massive new islands and instances. So when you're in they obviously are going to have towns and villages with Fallout. You really can't have that because it's Raider country and there's super mutants and there's the Scorched and there's robots, and you can't really have just NPC in the middle of a battle because you're going to this isn't right. So yeah, I think having the way they've got it is fine, and they could like in the future go, here's a new area, it's an actual town, and they go that way. But I don't know, I paid my money, I have the game. What else?
Here's a question for you. You got the big expensive edition, didn't you?
I did.
Have you applied for this new bag or whatever it is?
Yes, I did. It would take 3 to 6 months.
Okay, so it is coming though. Okay, good. Because I heard someone mention it the other week on a podcast, and I was like, I wonder if Anna's done that.
Oh yeah, I was doing assignments that evening, and Kevin told me I was on there, and I know they've leaked emails and stuff, and yes, I have been having emails from weird stuff, but just ignore the emails like from.
Oh yeah, I do remember that now.
Yeah, they had a leak, but it's an email that I don't really use for much. It's just there, and they can't like, I don't know, get $50 within 4 minutes. Like, you know what? I don't want any dollars, thank you. So I ignore. Yeah, but I just ignore them or I just delete them because I know they're not anything for me. So
it's just
you know
spam.
what I mean? Yeah, fine. But as long as I get my bag, I'll be happy because the bag they sent is awful. And when I opened it, I thought, this isn't what... I was like, I swear this isn't the one they shown when I bought it. And I thought, because I knew I wanted to get the canvas bag and take it to like uni or take it out because it was a nice bag. And then I sort of thought, I don't even want to put that on display. It's awful. Like, it's sat on my box now with my helmet in it slightly, but it is an awful bag. It's just I wouldn't pay money for it.
And that make good at first was like, here I have 500 in-game.
Yeah, which is a lot because it's
is it enough to buy the bag in-game? That makes no sense. That's even worse. That's even more of a slap in the face. It's like
they gave.
It's like $5 real worth of in-game dollars, isn't it? Or something like that.
It was 500 atoms.
Atoms, that's right, yeah.
But they've given us them anyway. They sent an email the other day saying, your bags are being processed, by here's 500 atoms, which is good. And another thing about atoms, right, that nobody talks about, that I've not heard anyone, the atoms that you can use in the shop, you can earn in the game. You don't have to go out and buy them with real...
No, you said no one says that. That's literally all I've heard anyone say.
Really? What about atoms?
Yeah.
I have not heard a single person mention...
Where are you listening to people talk about atoms?
Twitter.
Same place he's listening for Luther spoilers, apparently.
Where I learn about Piers Morgan and Luther and.
But the fact is, I have not spent $1 on atoms, and I have like 2,000 of them, and I've spent 2,000 of them. So that's about 4,000. So I've had at least 5,000 atoms, and that's just by doing things in the game. When you level up, you get atoms. When you scrap 76 pieces of junk, you get atoms, and they can range from like 10 to 40. So I don't know what people like. I've not heard anyone talk about it.
Is the atoms for cosmetic stuff?
Yeah, just
right.
Cosmetic
so it's not like as if it's like you paid to win sort of thing where you gives you a better gun that gives you better stats or something like that.
No. Like I bought a skin for my Pip-Boy, so my Pip-Boy is now like red for the Red Rocket.
Yeah.
And it's just got like a little logo on it. At Christmas, you could buy like a paint, so you could paint all your weapons, candy cane or whatnot.
Yep.
And you could be Father Christmas if you wanted. And you can buy things for like your camp, so like flooring, clocks, just general cosmetic stuff. But yeah, I bought a Red Rocket one. It was 2,000. I have now got over 2,000 again, and that's just by being in the game. So
did Santa survive the nuclear apocalypse?
His costume did, yes.
Sounds a robot now. I've seen Futurama.
I haven't watched that for years. Oh, and I got LEDs, by the way, for backlighting the TV, and it's amazing.
Oh, game anymore.
I tell you what, it's all right. Let's see how you get on in 6 months with it, or a few months' time, because I've got LEDs built into my TV, and I went, "This is amazing." And then after a while, I was like, "I've got to turn this off." I've got.
Really?
Oh, yeah. What is that?
bonkers.
Because you tweeted about this, Anna, and I looked at your picture and thought, I don't. What is in this picture? What am I missing?
So basically, I've got an LED strip, put it round the back of my TV so it backlights it. So when I'm playing Fallout, I have it on green. When I'm playing Doom, I have it on red. When I'm watching movies, I'll put it on blue. Because apparently
when I'm watching Raw, I put it on red. When I'm watching SmackDown, I put it on blue.
Good.
Basically, it helps with eye fatigue because I suffer from that a lot. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I suffer a lot from eye fatigue when playing games, and I don't know if it does. Maybe it's placebo, but I feel like I'm playing games better because I'm not playing on this bright screen, and then the background's dark or like.
I might wait until this is built into Sky, and when certain people appear on the telly, it'll just change.
Well, I'll take a picture. I'll send a picture. I'll put mine back on and show you a picture of mine working because mine's built into the TV, so it dynamically changes when whatever's on the screen.
No, I'd hate that.
So it's just like orange, green, yellow, orange. It dynamically changes with what's on the screen. It's cool. It's a cool effect, and I'll send you a video of it. And you'll see it and go, that is amazing. But after a while, I just went, no, just play with it.
Yeah.
I'll send you a video. It's pretty cool effect initially, but yeah.
Will it be any
mine's
different
just
from the fact
static.
Will it be any different from the fact I've just got Christmas tree lights all over the house anyway? not from Christmas even. People have noticed it when I started my YouTube channel. We just have Christmas tree lights in the kitchen in the living room.
Why?
They're just
Christmas all year long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like white ones, it's not insane. But
He's not got Santa hanging off the ceiling.
Will it be much different from that? I mean, that makes the room look cozy.
I don't have my phone with me, but I'm at the moment because I'm playing Doom. The back of my TV and the wall is red, completely red. And it just helps me.
Imagine if you were playing like Gears of War and you were low health, screen was going red, having red round the outside as well would probably make it seem really intense. Quite cool.
But I like it. If it helps with, because I want to play games, but I'm finding my eyes get tired, whereas this is not making me tired. Do you know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, anything to help,
Kevin
I suppose.
wants it, and it was less than £20. Now I've always wanted to have something backlit because I think it's a cool effect. And now I've got all my posters and my big caps on the back of the wall that are lit up different colours, and I just like it. And the fact that it doesn't move, because I would hate if it was moving all the time, like the dynamic one that you have had. That would annoy me. This is just one static colour that's not, because there is a function where it can go, where it flashes, and that irritates me no end. But the fact it's just one static colour and I can focus, I don't know, it's nice. I like it.
And I want to get some to put under my little clear pop vinyl shelves.
Why don't you get
backlit pop vinyls?
Why don't you get a little one for the back of the Switch so that when you're playing Civ, it just glows around.
But
the other awesome thing is you can have it set up with Alexa as well, so you can just tell Alexa to turn the lights on and change the colour.
I feel like someone's got a massive stock of LEDs and they're trying to flog them because. Just to touch on this slightly, watching the Lufa thing this week, the villain in that had him in the inside of his hood and was walking around, and you couldn't see his face on CCTV because he was wearing LED lights.
Oh, okay.
And I was thinking, don't tell criminals that's a thing. Now I've done it, but I reckon the world has just realised LED lights are quite cheap, and now everyone's sticking them everywhere.
They didn't used to be cheap, though, did they?
That's what I mean. They must have lowered in price enough that people are wearing them.
Like this one was $13.99. It comes with a remote, so I can change it, and it can like turn it up, turn it down, like the light, obviously.
You can get Alexa ones, can't you? So you can be like Alexa.
Yeah, I don't like Alexa. They listen. I know the phone does, but Alexa, and the fact that people have had them just laughing at them, no, thank you. I find that very weird.
Alexa, laugh. Anyone listening on loudspeakers now got a laughing Alexa. Yeah, South Park have made me creep about Alexa a little bit because they had that Jeff Bezos, is that his name?
The Amazon guy.
Deal with a strike that was going on at the South Park Amazon Centre, and he sat there on his computer listening to everyone in South Park on their Alexas, and the vein in his head's throbbing as his brain grows bigger with knowledge, and it's all a bit creepy. And I reckon that's probably what's really happening. They've cracked it again.
Well, they want to voice mine, don't they? They put a patent for voice mining or chat mining, and I'm
not sure what you're worried about too much. You do broadcast your family lives on YouTube every day,
but
so
if
do
I'm
I.
having a conversation about, I don't know, like my mum's illness or something.
Properly disgusting people in private.
Yeah.
Don't decide to share. We're racist, homophobic scumbags. we don't want that stuff being out in the public.
All Amazon are going to do with that information offer to sell you Nazi flags. They're not going to I
don't need any more.
Yeah, but they'll know that it will help them tailor it. You'll soon get to like the really, really, really degrading crap, and yeah, it's good. I want them to hear that I'm out of toilet wipes and I've had to use newspaper, and I'm sick of using the shower curtain or whatever, and then they'll know, and they'll offer
newspaper. Just use socks.
I was just joking.
Toilet paper. You put your socks on your hands. You use your socks, and then you just wash the socks. Problem solved.
Depends where you are.
Sock shop.
As in, like, are you in your own home, or are you in somewhere public?
I usually wipe my bum with my socks in other people's house.
No, as in, like, if you're in,
I go around Sheepdogs.
If you're in the train station, then what do you do?
I had a really bizarre dream. You came around mine for a barbecue the other day, Kev. To the side.
Who's having a poo at the train station?
Depends how badly you need to go.
How badly you want worms, surely.
Well, like, surely if you're at home, surely there's a solution there in the shower.
But then you'd have a clogged up
shower.
No, you would have a shower, not instead of using the socks altogether.
Are you telling me that you sometimes have a poo, don't wipe, and then just get in the shower?
Just a straight bidet sort of situation.
The North is a weird place.
It is. I'm lucky.
That's never happened.
We order bulk boxes of wipes for the baby from Amazon, so we never run out. So I'm always sorted. I was just...
Jeff Bezos now knows Pab doesn't wipe his bum. He just has a shower.
Yeah, but he'll send him a new shower head. He'll just start advertising shower heads to him. Just want to direct it a bit straighter, Pab.
Okay. Anyway.
You're a monster.
How did we get up to this? I have no idea.
Don't know.
Some perverted nonsense you were talking about, no doubt. Pervert.
No, nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
I was kind of zoned out a little bit. I came back in when you were on about you and stuff, and I was like, what?
Talk about games, Pab.
Okay, the only other thing I've been playing, I've played Smash Brothers and Fortnite. Fortnite is, I'm telling you now, I put 3 to 4 hours a night in at the minute.
Such a 9-year-old, Pab.
It's it's the only game I want to play.
You are a child.
And like I say, the new challenges came out yesterday, and like 6 months ago, it would take me nearly a week to complete the challenges. I've done all bar one of the challenges now for week 5, which came out yesterday. I nearly done them the same night of them coming out. It was hard work, and yesterday annoyed me. Yesterday, I had a real slog on this game trying to do the challenges. And it's the first time in a while where... Sorry? Fortnite.
Okay.
Yesterday was a real, like... I was getting angry and kind of getting a bit shouty yesterday, because it just wasn't...
I can't imagine you getting angry or shouty.
It doesn't happen very often. Normally I just kind of get disappointed and a bit annoyed in myself and just kind of let it seep out of me just calmly. But yesterday, I was just getting shouty and angry, and I was like, I'm just done. I'm just not playing with this again tonight. I'm done. I can't be doing with it. And then I'd have a couple of minutes, and I'd go back into another game, and it'd happen again. It's a similar sort of thing. I'm like, I'm just done with this nonsense. I just can't be doing with it. And then tonight, I've been fine on it. So
next time you feel like rage quitting a game, can you film it? Because I find this fascinating.
I don't know. I
reckon we've probably annoyed him to the point where he wants to punch us in the face a few times in person.
I don't think we have, because I go out of my way to try to.
See, this is a weird game, this, right? I was only playing this because you wanted to play it, Sheep Kev.
Sheep Kev? What the hell's Sheep Kev?
Did I say Sheep Kev?
Sheepdog is our new media company. We've got a successor to Steven Media.
That's why was every video just ended.
Sheep Kev Productions.
Sheep Kev. Just like whispered.
It's just me in a woolly jumper. That's our logo.
Yeah, I was playing this very briefly at the start of last year. I feel like just on the
in a year's time you're going to go vegan.
No,
trying to do something on a whim to catch the back end of a wave.
No, I don't know. You jumped on it, and then you was like, "You want to play Fortnite?"
I was trying to be cool.
We played it for about a month, maybe, and I just kept playing it, thinking you'll come back at some point, and you never did. And it just kind of grabbed me. I think if you come back, you'd be impressed.
Now, there's a good reason he never came back. As with all games that Kev does this to us with, he goes on about it. You jump in, you get good at it. I wait because I know what's going to happen. I finally get roped into going out of my damn way to get it. I spent an entire day getting it.
It didn't cost any money this time.
No, but I managed to get like half an hour's worth of enjoyment out of it. He goes to bed and then he never plays it again.
Yeah, there was something about that last time I played. It just wasn't fun anymore.
We did that. To be fair, the only time we've not done that was Gears of War 3 with Horde mode. And I think that had more to do with Anna. But that and probably Left 4 Dead are the only games where we actually sat and played them religiously for a good period of time. But all the Battlefields, all the Rockstar games.
I hate the fact that I bought him Battlefield. No, he played it once.
All of them since everything since. I've just been like, I'm not going to get into it because I do. Kev drops it, and I'm not spending 50 quid for a night of entertainment with you.
It's not what you say when you want to come out on date night with me.
You pay, then you're a gentleman.
I am a gentleman. By the way, me and Anna went to the cinema the other day, and it cost us 15 quid on a buy one get one free. I'm devastated at how expensive the cinema was.
Because we had to pay for the glasses.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Oh.
It was almost like a Sheepdog date night. It was so expensive.
I almost asked for a trip to the cinema to be my Christmas present because I really wanted to see Aquaman, but I realised I don't want to see any film.
What now?
I wanted to see Aquaman. And I thought going to see it with my family is going to cost so much money. I might just ask for a trip to the cinema for Christmas. And then I just thought that's ludicrous. I'll just wait until it's on TV in about 4 years because no one's going to talk about it. That's not the sort of thing I'll probably read spoilers about on Twitter. And if I do, I probably won't even realise.
We should do our in-depth Aquaman review now, Anna.
Was it even any good?
Yes.
Yeah? Cool, okay. Because I was nervous.
Best DC film so far.
Even better than Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Interesting.
Cool. That's good to know. Well, I'll catch it when it comes out on TV. I'm sure it'll be on Sky at some point. And I might have.
Yeah, it will be. It will be probably before summer, I imagine.
But yeah, I'm not gonna spend. I mean, it is so expensive. I mean, I'm a bit annoyed because it was Emily's birthday the other day, and we gave her the option to do whatever she wanted for it. And so tomorrow she's going to see Mary Poppins with 2 of her friends. And I'm thinking, I can't believe that my family are spending that much money going to the cinema, and it's Mary frickin' Poppins 2 that we're going to see when I haven't seen Aquaman, I haven't seen Fantastic Beasts, I haven't seen Creed 2, I haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph 2, all the films that have been out, and we're spending money on Mary Poppins. I boycotted it. I'm staying home with the boys. and we're going to do something else. I said, I'm not coming. I know it's your birthday. Take your friends. I'll see you later. And I'm staying home because I do not want to spend the money on Mary Poppins. Cinema's too expensive.
If you go to Primark, you can buy Mary Poppins clothes on the way back. They've got loads of Mary Poppins stuff in there.
Yeah, it wouldn't fit me though, would it?
They got a Mary Poppins coat?
They probably have got Mary Poppins coats.
Yeah. I might get one.
Weekend thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what grinds me more as well, though, is that Creed 2, Kev, is a direct sequel to Rocky 4. The best Rocky.
What are you talking about now?
And I can't watch it.
Is it a direct sequel to Rocky 4?
Because it's
Rocky 5 is a sequel to Rocky 4.
No, Pab. Don't be stupid.
Yeah, come on, Pab.
It's Rocky is training Apollo Creed's son.
Who was Apollo Creed's son from?
From Creed 1.
Oh, so it's a sequel to Creed 1.
No, it's a sequel to Rocky 4 because he's training him to fight Khal Drogo's
Doesn't
son.
make it a sequel. They're all sequels.
Of course it is, because he's
They're all
fighting the
sequels
Russians.
to Rocky 4.
He's going to Russia to fight Drago.
That's not. Yeah.
It's a direct sequel to Rocky 4.
It's not a direct sequel. I said
Why have there been so many of these terrible boxing films? I don't understand.
Because they're ridiculously good. They have no business being good, but they are ridiculously good.
What, the Rocky films?
Yeah.
I remember you harping on about Rocky films when we were at uni.
Yeah, and there's been 3 more since then, Kev.
All I remember is a man drinking eggs and running. That's it.
That was me, yeah. And that was me. That was me trying to give you the experience, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, it was very boring.
It's the music and the style and it's not how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and all that stuff. It just makes you feel like you can take on the world. I might watch them all. I got 2 days off this week to try and get stuff done. I might watch the Rocky films on Sunday night so that I'm raring to go.
You're going to end up spending the 2 days watching Rocky films.
I had a mouthful of beer and then nearly spat everywhere. That is pretty much what I'm thinking now.
You're a disgrace. Are you done talking about games then, Pab? Or did we just accidentally talk about movies for the first time?
I don't know how this happened, but yeah. Well,
it was organic.
Yeah,
I don't want to make that a habit again. My word, it's already nearly midnight.
Oh.
Are we done then? Can I go home?
I think we're done.
Excellent work. Well, people should probably follow us on the internet. Twitter's a good place, at MGUK Podcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986.
There's other places to find us as well, but don't bother. Look, trying to find us on a social network over there. He's like skulking around at Tesco, hoping we come in for a pint of milk. You're not going to see us there. It's just
I see you there all the time.
Yeah, but I run past you and avoid you.
You don't. You're always getting in the way of my flow when I'm trying to wander around.
Who has flow when they go to the supermarket?
Looking at what I buy and questioning why I need that many of things that I pick up.
You do always have a lot of whatever you've got.
You're always running past him shouting loofah spoilers at him.
Yeah, he's usually just got a double trolley full of pasties and beer.
That's pretty much it. But no, you are very inquisitive and
I like to know things. And you don't get the treatment my dad gets. If I see him in Tesco, I do literally just start fingering through his trolley, and asking him about everything. That's not
your poor dad, whenever I see him in Tesco's, it's a hello, and then we walk round to the next aisle, hello again, and then we walk to the next aisle, and there's like 18 aisles in that Tesco's. The poor man, I always feel like I won't say it, and then he says it, and then I think, do I acknowledge him again the next time? And I get caught in that dance with him far too often.
High-fiving and fist bumping.
It's odd. I mean, I keep bumping. I've got colleagues from work who live in the area now, and I've started avoiding them for the same reason, because I feel like if your dad's in there, they're in there, and you're in there, I can't get anything done. I just want to go in, make a beeline for the stuff I want to buy.
Come to co-op.
Pasties.
But then I always feel I can't go to co-op because you're in there, and if I go and talk to you, I feel like I'm going to get you sacked. And I always get, I don't know. I suppose
they can't run that shop without me. Trust me. Especially on holidays.
Yeah, legally they're not allowed to now.
I worry that I worry that if I started talking to you, they'd come over and go, "I told you to stop talking, get out," and then I don't know.
Like,
you'd
they
end up.
wouldn't dare talk to me like that. I've helped them so much this past holiday. I'm the only one that they did any work. I was in there Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve.
Anyway, see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.